Hello YouTube, welcome to a new Synth Anatomy video. I'm here with Michael from Jomox, from Germany.
Yeah.
Or Jürgen.
I'm Jürgen. Jürgen Michaelis.
Jürgen
Michaelis. Okay.
Michaelis. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, thank you.
You
Great
have
to be here.
a wonderful new product or a recently released product. Let's talk maybe before a bit in a more the cozy way. What's your background? What's your background in drum machine? Because your main job or main product range are drum machines.
Yeah, it used to be. I came to making drum machines like the Virgin comes to a baby, because it was in the mid-90s when in Berlin this techno scene was very up, and people came to me and getting their 909s modified, like people like Moritz from Oswald, Basic Channel. Stuff like that, and I learned a lot about the 909 sound productions and improved it a lot. So made some modifications on it, and finally I decided back then to make my own product, and that was the X-Bass 09, which was the Kickstarter for Jomox. Although I did some other stuff before as well, like MIDI interfaces, synth modifications, and stuff like that.
And what do you make different to a 909, or it's
a complete new instrument. Actually, the X-Bass 09 already was an instrument of its own. It was considered at the time like a clone, but actually it was so much more than a 909.
What do you think? What is the improvement from your? People said it's clone, but do you have there an improvement, or is it technically what you're missing?
Technically and musically, it was a new dimension because I made this parameter locking. You know, I added some parameters that were never available on the X-Bass TR909. I'm sorry, too long ago. And for instance, I added the pitch, I added the harmonics, which isn't available on the 909 at all. I split up the pulse with the noise part. I added more noise capabilities, made it like an attack mixer. I added the EQ section, which is not available on the 909 anyway. So, and then this is all controllable via the sequencer. Later on they were called parameter locks. I called them added steps, added step recalls. And once I got this running back in 1996,
that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I thought, wow, this is something completely different. To have a kick drum playing like a bass, playing a melody, playing different shapes of its sonic shaping, and that was really a wow experience.
So you put more the 909 sound to a world of a synthesizer than in the sound of a typical drum machine.
Yeah, my approach was to make everything digitally controllable. That includes the analog circuitries, but still keeping as close as possible on the original circuitries and the original sound production, and make my own improvements on that. And that was it. And
this alpha bass is based on your technical knowledge from the last years.
It's 20 years evolution. Absolutely, it's the top of the evolution of and the end of the road by now.
But so seeing you are more in the right direction that some other companies were doing digital clones of it, or like Roland with the TR09, which is a digital one. But you are more that one in the analog one.
Well, I'm a boutique manufacturer, and I stay with my analog approach. That's it, finally. And still, it's okay. In the first moment, these boxes all sound great, and they do a great job on emulation and. But if you compare them A to B, you will see, and I make no compromises on the analog circuitries. I have a full range internal power supply, which is really important. I have selected transistors for the VCA envelopes, and I gained a lot of experience throughout the past more than 20 years. And if you compare them, if you A/B them, still there's a difference, you know.
And also, as boutique, you get always in front of people who saying, why is it so expensive? And
of course,
what is let's say, how long do you develop on a product like the Alpha Bass? It takes how long?
Almost 3 years. 2 years for the whole thing, because it was a whole new design. It's not it's meant to be a successor of the 999-888, but inside it's a complete new development. And yeah, I think 2 years just, you know, doing layouting, doing the programming, doing the prototyping, and then just I spent the last year as well with writing updates and supporting production and users. So this is a 3 years job.
And your company is how many are you? Is it?
I used to have 5 employees, but now, after my lady is gone, I'm on my own again, and yeah, that's it. I have people who help me producing, but the main core business is myself. You know.
And you have a specific direction with people, with your music producers, or your range of music producers are more in techno or more composers, or
well,
do you know?
I'm not attached to anybody. I like to stay individual and I like to stay independent. So I won't hook up to any kind of music style. I was always connected to this techno thing, you know, but me personally, it's okay. It's okay. But I'm not a techno guy, myself.
It's quite easy to be when we're in Berlin, techno.
Sure.
Related.
Sure. I didn't go to Berlin to become a famous techno producer because I'm born in Berlin. I just grew up there. You know, it's my home city. So that's it. Of course.
Or how do you bring the new features to your sound?
Yeah, ever since
because now I think this LFO feature is not on the basic drum machines or like 808, 909. It's
I know that people used it a lot in the late 1990s already because that was available on the X-Bass 09 already.
Okay,
yeah.
You get feedback.
Sure. I get a lot of emails for sure, and I get a lot of response. You know, if I'm on the show, if I'm on these trade fairs, and people, the ones they love me, the other ones they hate me. There's nothing not that much in between, but
it's due to the menu diving probably.
Yeah, and some quirkiness with the knobs of the old instruments, and I gave my best to do it as good as I could with the Alpha Bass. I think I've done a pretty good job on that, which is, you know, the
I check it out in the tent in the TSR event here. It's first time. And for me, it was quite intuitive. It's not that I'm lost in the menus.
Yeah, it's very easy, actually. You press Edit, you select the track, and you turn the knobs. That's it. You can even turn the knobs if you're not in Edit mode. But then it's only the last selected instrument, you know.
Then we Membrane. There are modules from you also, or your modules.
Actually, the Alpha Bass contains 2 of these former Eurorack modules. That's the Mod Bass 09 and the Mod Brain 11. But there are still some little improvements, some little changes, so they are not exactly the same, like
Okay.
the Eurorex stuff, but very, very close to each
Okay.
other. You know, the membrane actually is it's analog as well, complete analog. It's not a snare drum module. It's more intended for any kind of percussion. You know,
Okay.
that you can have these different noise types. You know, it's actually two filters. Oscillators that can be coupled.
And how do you model this type of sounds?
It's not modeled. It's analog.
Analog.
Analog. It's two filters that are operating. They are working in a very narrow range. You know, they are not like typical audio filters. They are used as sound generators. Resonance actually, which is the decaying of sound of these filter circuitries, and now I can couple them to obtain they are meant to be like drum skins, you know.
Okay.
You have two drum skins in a drum, and they can influence each other, you know. But on an acoustic drum, this is made by the interference between two drum skins. You know, if they are detuned in a certain way, but they add each other, so they intermodulate. And this I wanted to emulate a bit on an electronic analog solution. This is called what I call coupling. This is what the coupling makes. Now you hear that they couple each other and produce the drumming sound like. Part. Just add the other, like an attack. Turn off the noise. And I can go through the whole audio range.
So there's still for each part you have this amount of different features here, or this to shape the sounds.
Yeah. I could also shape them via the sequencer with parameter locks. You know.
Okay.
Let's do that.
So it's only it's parameter lock, or is it you can record them on the fly?
I did an update. Although you have only one parameter per step, it's quite nice.
Is the difference now from the analog side to the sample side? What you say the essential point to know from this part of this section?
Yeah, the essential point is like with the older products of Jomox, this is a sample mixed with analog VCA envelope and analog filter. And I have 6 channels, so-called hybrid channels, which have sample, analog VCA envelope, and filter. But they are divided into 2 channels with hi-hat filters that hi-hat optimized filters. It's just a 6 dB high pass and low pass.
Okay.
So that makes a 12 dB high pass low pass filter, which is very good for noisy hi-hats.
Do you use there your own designs? Or
Yeah, this is my own design. Ever since the Airbase 99, which came out in like 1999. Okay, and yeah, it's improved ever since then. I can show you. Okay, so this is the typical 909 sample. Everybody knows this 808 sample. This is an analog VCA envelope, which makes it very snappy and short and precisely. Attack and decay. I put the signal chain through the hi-hat filter, and then I have a filter that's capable of resonance but not peaking.
Okay.
It can have narrowness, but it's not peaking. You know.
So there's a self-oscillation.
It's not self-oscillation.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the right.
Would that not
term.
be, in terms of sound design, even more options if you put self-oscillation on it, or?
Oh, you have the other channels. They can self-oscillate. I come to them later on. And you can. Okay, it was already with noise, but now this would be just a sample. This is the filter sample. But I can also add metal noise, metallic noise. Number one is white noise. Now I can turn off the sample totally. So this is a pure noise hi-hat now, you know. And for each channel, one noise generator, but you have
types of
128.
Wow.
But it's just limited to the MIDI number of CC.
Okay.
Actually, inside it's 65,000.
Oh, wow.
So. But it's limited to a to a number that makes sense.
Yeah.
So on the M-Rain, you have even more.
Open hi-hat. So these are the base of the same, or do you have other feature functionality?
These two channels are the same. They work the same. It's the same noise capabilities, but it's an own channel. It's independent from the other. They are 100% independent.
Okay.
Unlike the other Jomox products, where people complained that the open hi-hat is not separated from the closed hi-hat because they split up one VCA envelope and use two different samples, which I took over for many years, but now I got rid of that. So these are two complete independent channels.
Then this is the digital section.
No, it's also hybrid. Like you hear, this is the filter. Apply an LFO to it. So this is also, now I turn up the samples, I'm sorry. Samples. And this actually 64 or 128 kilobytes per slot, and that makes it 1 second. I wanted to have an approach with good samples, good sounding samples, getting rid of this 8-bit samples. Okay, some of my very loving customers, they hate getting away from the 8-bit, but you can have the 8-bit still because you can edit those samples. You can cut them to 8-bit, and which I did for the factory samples, you know.
And these samples are inside the RAM, or you can use this SD card?
No, there is a flash inside, and you can reload these flash samples. You have a maximum of 300 samples.
Okay.
Each 1 second, and it's expandable in future, but we'll see how we do that. Maybe have some more little slots with a longer time, or have even more 1 second samples, but that's up to future OS updates. And I can import them via SD card.
Okay.
And on the example slots, they are pure digital. I can play off the RAM. That's true. That's true.
And on the last, you have an FM synth also included.
Right. This is a little gadget. It's a 4-operator FM synth. You have they are arranged like in a matrix. That is operator 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you want to modulate operator 1 with operator 2 with operator 1, it's like made in a table, you know, like in a matrix, which is the most open approach for FM generation. That includes all these typical classic algorithms, you know. I didn't rely on DX7.
It's an impressive machine. It goes far behind the concept of a traditional drum machine.
I think so, yeah. Just store this, you know, and I can just record some presets.
Last question, maybe quick. There are sequencer shading. You can how many sequences you can put together?
64.
64.
But you can store them on SD card, so you have another bank of 64.
Okay.
You can have as many banks as you want.
And you have individual outputs, stereo input, output, MIDI sync, SD card.
Yeah.
So an impressive machine.
Thank you.
And I hope a lot that this machine will be a lot sold or accepted by the community.
Well, right now it's doing pretty well.
Okay. Big thanks to Jürgen. And please let me know
Tom.
if you have questions in the comments below, what you want to know more about this unit. Then I will forward to Jürgen the questions.
Okay.
Big thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And hope to see you very soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.